I'm Corey Clowns, and you're tuned into my VisionRid TV. In today's news, we are covering day 4 of the Young Thugs RICO trial. According to what happened on day 3 of this trial, we anticipated the judge to have some form of ruling or discussion about a mistrial, especially since on day 3, a news media outlet accidentally panned their camera on several jurors when APD gang unit detective Mark Belknap was being sworn in. The clip of the jurors was shared many times on social media. A YouTuber, which we won't name, shared the clip on his YouTube channel. The YouTuber went as far as to identify a male juror. The YouTuber could be heard saying the male juror's name several times on his live YouTube broadcast. Based on the jurors being exposed, we assumed the judge would possibly declare a mistrial in the Young Thug RICO trial. Instead, day 4 started with Judge Glanville talking to the media in the courtroom about Rule 22, and they can record as long as they fall into the rules of Rule 22, which we will explain after you hear what Judge Earl Glanville had to say.
I'll do return to California.
All right, thank you, Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, before I get started, let me make some administrative announcements, primarily to our members of the press. And please make sure that you do not take any photos or the camera is not visible on any of our jurors. We had a problem with that yesterday, and I don't want that to appear today. I know it was inadvertent. I know it wasn't intentional, so I'm not saying that to anybody, but I would just make sure that you garner that. If your Rule 22 authorizes you to take pictures or video of the witnesses, you certainly are willing to, you may be able to do that. But please make sure that you stay in the confines of your Rule 22, okay? If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer those or take any inquiries, all right? But you all are welcome, and welcome to cover our proceedings. Okay, with that, Ms. Love, go ahead and call your next witness.
State calls Melissa.
Here is what Rule 22 means in the state of Georgia. Rule 22, use of electronic devices in courtrooms and recording of judicial proceedings. A, overview. Open courtrooms are an indispensable element of an effective and respected judicial system. It is the policy of Georgia's courts to promote access to and understanding of court proceedings, not only by the participants in them, but also by the general public and by news media who will report on the proceedings to the public. This must be done, however, while protecting the legal rights of the participants in the proceedings and ensuring appropriate security and decorum. Except as otherwise required by law, this rule governs the use of devices to record sounds or images in a courtroom and comports with the standards provided in Okige, paragraph 150110.1 regarding the use of devices to record judicial proceedings. This rule similarly governs the use of electronic devices, including mobile phones and computers, in a courtroom for purposes other than recording sounds and images. Such use is generally allowed by lawyers, by employees of lawyers, and by self-represented parties, but to ensure decorum and avoid distraction, such use is generally prohibited by jurors, witnesses, parties, and spectators, including representatives of the news media. Such persons may, however, use their devices by stepping outside the courtroom, and nothing in this rule prevents a judge from permitting parties and spectators to use their devices for non-recording purposes, as the judge may allow in his or her discretion. A court must use reasonable means to advise courtroom visitors of the provisions of this rule and must make the form in Exhibit A available in its clerk's office and on the court's website. B, definitions. The following definitions apply in this rule. 1. Recording device means a device capable of electronically or mechanically storing, accessing, or transmitting sounds or images. The term encompasses, among other things, a computer of any size, including a tablet, a notebook, and a laptop, a smartphone, a cell phone, or other wireless phone, a camera and other audio or video recording devices, a personal digital assistant, PDA, and any similar devices. 2. Recording means electronically or mechanically storing, accessing, or transmitting sounds or images. Record means to electronically or mechanically store, access, or transmit sounds or images, including by photographing, making an audio or video recording, or broadcasting. Nothing in this rule prohibits making written notes and sketches pertaining to any judicial proceedings. 3. Courtroom means the room in which a judge will conduct a court proceeding and the areas immediately outside the courtroom entrances or any areas providing visibility into the courtroom. C. Jurors, witnesses, parties, and spectators, including representatives of the news media. The following restrictions apply to use of recording devices by jurors, including grand jurors and prospective jurors, by witnesses, by parties, and by spectators, including representatives of the news media. Fee 1. Jurors. Jurors shall turn the power off to any recording device while present in a courtroom and while present in a jury room during the jury's deliberations and discussions concerning a case. Jurors may use their devices during breaks as authorized by the judge. Jurors shall not record proceedings. 2. Witnesses. Witnesses shall turn the power off to any recording device. 3. Parties and spectators. Parties and spectators may use recording devices to record proceedings only as specifically authorized by the court pursuant to this rule. All parties and spectators shall turn the power off to any recording device while present in a courtroom, unless the judge allows orally or in writing the use of recording devices in the courtroom for purposes other than recording sounds and images, which the judge may freely do when he or she believes such use would not be disruptive or distracting and is not otherwise contrary to the administration of justice. When such use is allowed, recording devices must be silenced and may not be used to make or receive telephone calls or for other audible functions without express permission from the judge. It goes on to discuss the do's and don'ts for attorneys, employees of attorneys such as paralegals and investigators, and self-represented parties, pro se litigants. Stay tuned if you haven't subscribed. Please do. Hit your notification button to be up to date with the latest news from My Vision Red. Please like the video.